There was a passenger plane that ran out of fuel halfway through the flight, and the pilots were able to glide it to a landing with no serious injuries. This is honestly one of the craziest aviation stories. Back in July of 1983, Air Canada Flight 143 was on its way from Montreal to Edmonton when basically halfway through the flight they ran out of fuel. Now, as if that's not insane enough, this story gets even crazier because the first officer asks to make an emergency landing at Station Gimli, which is an Air Force base that he had flown into when he was an Air Force pilot. Now, unbeknownst to the pilot or apparently ATC, this Air Force base had been turned into a racetrack, and on the day this happened, there was a race occurring. So without power, the pilots had to use the backup for the landing gear, where they basically used gravity to drop it down into place. They couldn't get the front landing gear to stick, so when they came in for a landing, the front one collapsed, and so the nose is now scraping along the ground. But lucky for them, the scraping actually added the additional friction needed to stop the plane short of the race going on. The plane was able to land just 17 minutes after running out of fuel, and there were no serious injuries among the 61 passengers, 8 crew members, or anyone on the ground. Pretty miraculous. This was insane work by these pilots. Because of the landing at Gimli, it earned this incident the nickname of Gimli Glider. If you're wondering why the plane ran out of fuel, it was basically a miscalculation combined with faulty reading equipment. They knew the fuel reading equipment was broken, so that's why they had to do it by hand, and someone messed it up. Now, what's even crazier to me is they just straight up repaired this Boeing 767, and it continued flying until 2008. The company who makes plane tags actually was able to get a hold of some of this plane, and they made it into keychains. I wish I had known about this 10 years ago. But yeah, that's the story of the Gimli Glider.